What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, we're coming back to the warning. Yes, indeed, the warning fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. This is a request from Jason Cart, and this is actually one of Jason Cart's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Jason. I hope you enjoy the show, man. Jason wanted to see me react to this song. It is The Warning performing a live performance of their rendition of the Metallica song Enter Sandman. Now, have I heard the song before? Yes, I'm very, very familiar with Enter Sandman. I am so over that song.
That's the truth.
There are certain songs that just get so much exposure, so much radio play, so much media exposure, so much usage in television and movies and commercials and everything else. You get to the point where every time you hear it, it turns your stomach. You know what I mean? This is one of those songs. It's a great song. Don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic song, but oh God, I can only hear it for like the 100,000th time, before I get sick to my stomach. As far as the warnings version of it, I have heard the studio version that they did with the guest vocalist. I forgot the guest vocalist's name. It's escaping me right now, but I did hear that. I did a reaction to it. But this is a live performance. So here's the deal. As always, since I have heard the song before, I can't do a reaction to the song itself. Okay? So please keep that in mind. I will, however, be reacting to, evaluating, and scoring the live performance, showmanship, stage presence, stage energy, stage interaction, crowd interaction, production, things like that. So not the song, just what I see them doing live. That's it. Okay, so please keep that in mind. This was posted by Miguel BGR, and the video has 8,092 views. Not gonna get you there. Sorry. Look, I'm sure it's fine, okay? I'm sure the video's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. I'm just saying, 8,092 views, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. Alright, here we go. The Warning, Enter Sandman, multicam and audio enhanced. Okay, so it's not from the board, unfortunately, but they enhanced the audio. I guess in post. That's fine. From Santillo in 2022. Cool. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, boy, let's do this.
Les tengo una sorpresa. ¿Están listos? Sí. Bueno, esta es la primera vez en la historia que tocamos esta canción en vivo. Justo para ustedes. Fue un verdadero honor ser parte de este álbum. El 20 aniversario de Metallica. Bueno, un verdadero honor poder tocarla a todos ustedes este día. Y también un verdadero honor trabajar con esta cara para esta canción, que bueno, hoy no nos puede acompañar, pero aquí está. Pero bueno, esto es Enter Sandman.
I wish I knew what she was saying. I have no clue. I mean, I'm glad to see that she's talking to the crowd. Don't get me wrong. That's great. I'm thrilled to see that she's engaged in the crowd, interacting with the crowd, talking with the crowd. I just wish I knew what she was saying. I have no idea. I can only assume that she was saying good things because the crowd was responding in kind. So there's that. Anyway, all right, I think the song's going to start now. Let's see how this goes. Pause there. I like that pre-chorus. It's so well designed. It's so simple. It really is simple. It's, you know, boom, boom, boom. It's the 5 to the 6. No, 4 to the 5 to the 6 to the 7, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on that. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's the 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7. It's simple, man. It's so ridiculously simple, but good Lord, is it effective. It really is. It does two things. One, it creates that bridge between verse and chorus to make the transition a whole lot smoother. Two, it follows a very simple and easy melodic line. It's semitones. It's a scale. 4, 5, 6, 7 to the root. Great setup. It doesn't get much easier than that. It doesn't get much simpler than that, but it is super effective. Like, super effective. So smart. Good Lord. Anyway, let's keep going here. 5, 6, 7. Oh, look at Danny go! I just picked up on it. I picked up on it earlier after the first chorus. I picked up on it, but I wasn't 100% sure. Now I'm 100% sure. The crowd is loud in this, and they are singing along with the ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, that line. The crowd is covering it. The crowd is absolutely covering it. No one on stage is doing it. It's just the crowd. Man. Always good to see an active crowd like that. Always good to see a crowd that is that into it and that is willing to raise their voices. And in a way, believe it or not, that actually benefits the song. I mean, it's easy for the crowd to raise their voice to be heard. That's not hard. But to raise their voice in a certain way and sing the parts correctly to help enhance the song, that doesn't always happen. In this case, it is. And they're doing a really good job on their part. I got to give the crowd credit. I definitely got to give the crowd credit because they are helping to enhance the song. Great energy. When Danny backed away from the mic after that first chorus, seeing her rock out there, that was fun. You don't get to see that very often because she is such a slave to that microphone, man. Because she's covering the lead, and she's covering the guitar part and the lead vocal. So it's hard to step away from that mic. I know, trust me, I've been in that position. And all you want to do is back away from the mic and rock out, and you can't because you have vocals to deliver. And that's, God, it sucks, man. All you want to do is rock out and you can't because you have responsibilities, that sucks. It really does, man. It's a bummer. But she's doing a fantastic job. Got a little smile. I couldn't help it. I felt myself smile a little bit. I even tried to hide it. I tried to suppress it, and I just couldn't do it. When I saw Ale do the little Gene thing, and she's just, getting down in that stance, that Gene Simmons stance. Couldn't help but smile. I love watching her, man. I do. She is a fun individual to watch on stage. She really gets it. She really understands stage presence. And more than that, stage persona. She's developed this stage persona very much like I have, and a lot of other musicians do, where it's almost like an alter ego. It almost is. Like, you get on stage and you become this whole nother person. It's funny how that happens, but it does. And it's something that happens and you don't even realize it. But then when you do realize it, one of two things will happen. Like, you'll get on stage for a while, and all of a sudden your bandmates start looking at you like, and they'll come up to you at the show going, you were acting really weird, and you were doing some weird things, and it's not bad, it's just, it's not you, it's not the way we know you, it's not who you normally are. We've never seen you do that before. And you start to take notice of these things yourself. Like, you'll start paying attention to it. Like, what are they talking about? And then next time you go on stage, you start watching yourself and you start looking for it. Like, what am I doing? And if you're smart, you'll go back and you'll watch footage of you playing live and you'll see what they're talking about. You're like, oh, okay, now I see what they're talking about. Now, once you have seen it, you have a choice to make. You can try to stop doing it, because you think it looks stupid or whatever, and maybe it doesn't fit the concept of the band or whatever, and you could choose to force it down and not do those things. Or, and this is what I've done, and this is what I'm like 99% sure what Ale has done too, you can embrace it, and you can just run with it, and you can work on shaping it and molding it to fit the band, and do it in a way that is conducive to the band, but at the same time, stays true to yourself. And I really feel like that is what Ale has done. I really do feel like she has kind of embraced this persona that she has, and that's awesome. It's going to take her far. I guarantee you it's going to take her far. You'll see. I promise you'll see. Give it another, I wouldn't even say 10 years. Give it another 3 years to 5 years tops. I wouldn't even say 5. 5 years tops. I'm thinking more like 2 or 3. You just wait. You just wait. Anyway, let's keep going here. Great build-up. Great build-up. Starting out low on the volume, dynamics, bring it up, Now, I will say they did hit a plateau. And I don't know if it's because maybe they increased the volume a little too quickly, too much, too fast. And they hit a spot. And for about, I would say about 16 measures, it didn't change dynamically at all. They hit this, so it started like here, right? And it's coming up, and it's coming up, and it's coming up, now it plateaus. And it plateaus, and it plateaus. Now you can hear the build, they're rebuilding again. So, could that have been avoided? Yeah. It could have been, but here's the thing. You want, when you're doing build, you want the build, especially if you're talking about dynamics, you want the build to be noticeable. If you increase your dynamics so slowly that you're able to cover the gap, and it's a nice, steady, it's steady, but it's not growing very far. But it's steady. But you see what I mean, though? It's a very shallow slant. And sometimes, if it's too shallow, I mean, the growth is there, but it's hardly noticeable. Now, that could be a good thing, but in a song like this, you want the growth to be noticeable. So, coming up, hitting that plateau, and now rebuilding again, and coming back up to go into the actual next part. I don't know. I mean, I think to be perfectly honest with you, if I had to choose between the two, I think the way they did it makes more sense. I think if the dynamics had been too shallow of an increase, I don't think it would have had the same effect. I think coming up, plateauing, and now it sounds like they're building up into, I believe is going to be the chorus. I think that's the smarter move if you have to choose between the two. So. Anyway, very nicely done in a live setting. Not easy to do, but they did it well. Let's keep going here. I think we're gonna finish this out if I'm not mistaken. I shouldn't have to pause again. I don't know. We'll see. Halftime deal. Love it. God, Ale. I don't even think she's aware she does it, but she does it so well. Picks her spots to change up what she's doing physically. Getting that whole shoulders rolling back, looking up to the sky. God, talk about effective. Watch her. Watch Ale. You'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, right there, too. The double headbang. Punched over. Watch her. Here she goes. Yeah. Love that. Oh, I'm here. It's track. Okay, it's track. Now Dave's on it. This is an iconic riff. Yeah. Out comes the tech. Fix something quick. Gotta move quickly, though. That was good. That was really good. Good live performance. I liked what I saw. I liked what I heard. Let me think about it, and I'll see you in the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was The Warning with a live performance of their rendition of Enter Sandman. This was a request from Jason Cart. and this was actually one of Jason Cart's 3 prioritized requests for the month of May for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Jason. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Before I give my score, let me just emphasize this, because I know not everybody listens to the beginning and they just want to skip ahead to the ending and see what my score is. I want everybody to remember that I have heard... Okay, let me back up. I have heard the original Metallica version of the song more times than I care to count. A nauseating amount of times, to the point where I am honestly sick and tired of the song. When I first heard the song, I liked it. After the 100th time, still liked it. After about the 1,000th time, I was like, okay, you know, it's still good, but I'm getting a little sick of it. After about the 10,000th time, I was over it. I was so over this song. Like, I was beyond over it. And I still, to this day, hear the song played in stadiums, on the radio, on television, in movies, in commercials, and you name it. It's everywhere, man. And it's just like, oh my, sporting events, dear Lord. Every time, God, it's like every time UCLA kicks off the football, I go to every UCLA home game. I've been going to every UCLA home game for like the last 5 or 6 years. Every time they kick off, they either play this or they play Welcome to the Jungle from Guns N' Roses. It's like, oh God, please. Is there nothing else you guys have that you can play? So I am beyond sick and tired of this song. Now, the Warnings version, I have also heard. My wife and I did a reaction to it as part of our charity event that we did for St. Jude's. The Warning Army came through. They hit all 3 tiers, man, and this was one of the songs that we included as one of the rewards. I think it was the 3rd reward, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I've heard it. Now, having said that, I was only reacting to and scoring the live performance. So to be clear, I am not taking the song itself into account in any way, shape, or form with my score. I am only scoring the live performance, what I saw them do. Stage presence, stage energy, showmanship, crowd interaction, stage interaction, production, things like this. Not the song itself. So please keep that in mind when I give the score. Okay, this was completely based on what I saw, not what I heard. Okay? Alright. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that live performance an 8.5. Yep, 8.5. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, this really is not going to be a long review. This is going to be a pretty short review, probably. They knocked it out of the park. They did. They did a great job on this song, performing it live. I think if I remember correctly, when I heard the song for the first time, I wondered how this would sound live, how they would do it, how they would pull it off, and they did a great job. I didn't talk about Pow at all, which shame on me. I should have. But I was so enthralled with watching Danny and Ollie, I couldn't take my eyes off the 2 of them. But I did see Pow back there. Taking a little more subtle approach, not having the great big huge arm motions that I'm used to seeing from her. Now, that could be a good thing and it could be kind of a bad thing, but for the most part I think it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, I love watching big arm motions. I do. I love seeing big arm motions from drummers. And I love watching Pow commit a hate crime on those drums by beating the absolute tar out of them. I do. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, though, expecting Pow to play for an hour with great big, huge arm motions the entire time, she could do it, but she is going to pay the price. I guarantee you. She is going to have severe cramping issues. She's going to deteriorate her arm muscles over time. It's going to take a toll. And she could possibly develop arthritis or tendonitis. It's going to take a toll. So making her arm motions a little bit smaller, is that a bad thing? No, it's not. For her, I think it's a smart move. As much as I love watching the great big, huge arm movements and huge arm motions, I do believe that toning it back a little bit, I do believe that is a smart move. And I'm willing to bet the record company probably told her, we want you for the long haul, so tone it down a little bit. And I think she did, and she still did a great job. It was still fun to watch her back there. She did a great job of playing the song live, plus covering backing vocals, so no complaints from me on her at all. I cannot say enough about Ale, man. I can't. I've said everything about her that I need to say in the past. She just continues to grow, continues to mature in her showmanship, her stage persona. I talked about that at length earlier in the video, so I'm not going to talk about it for a long time here, but her stage persona is really coming along well. Have we seen her final form for her stage presence? I don't think so. I think there's more to go. I feel like there is a just wellspring within her that is just dying to come out. And why it hasn't come out yet, I don't know. I don't know if it's because she's scared to let it out, or maybe she doesn't know how to let it out. I'm not sure, but I can guarantee you, we have not seen Ale in her final form yet. We have not. There is something that's going to happen where she's going to have a breakthrough. It's finally all going to come out, and she is going to dominate that stage to the point where nobody can take their eyes off of her for any reason. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen in 2 weeks. It could happen in 2 years. It could happen in 2 decades. It could take that long. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it comes out sooner better than later, so she can really take advantage of her youth and really have fun with it and explore it. But I really and truly believe that there is I'm not talking a little difference. There is a significant difference coming. I guarantee you. I don't know when, but it's coming. But her stage presence is already looking fantastic, and her persona is developing nicely. Her variations in movements and motions, you know, sometimes hunched, sometimes standing completely upright and tall. I loved that shot where she was hunched and doing the low headbang, and then she came up, base up, back straight, shoulders rolled back, looking up to the sky. Man, that looked good. That looked so good. It was such a great part, you know, where they were saying enter night, and she's looking right up at the sky. Couldn't have done it better. Could not have done it better myself. That was fantastic. Danny on this, great delivery from both her guitar playing and from her vocals. Fantastic delivery. Great use of voice inflections. Great use of dynamics. We talked about that dynamic swell earlier. I'm not going to talk about it again because it really has no bearing on the live performance other than the fact that it did grow and plateau. But like I said, between that or a super shallow growth, I'll take the plateau. I think that was the smart move. But watching Danny move around, getting away from the mic for a little bit to rock out, that was fun. I know that doesn't happen often for her, but when we do get to see it, it's special. It's really cool, and it is a sight to behold. So good on her. I loved watching her do that. The crowd was absolutely into it. I did hear track on the buzz, those parts, but the crowd was still in it, man. The crowd was absolutely in it and lending their voices to it in a very fitting and appropriate way. They weren't singing out of key. They were, believe it or not, the crowd was singing pretty in key there. So that was kind of cool to see. Now look, this was a great performance. It's getting an 8.5. It's right smack dab in the middle of the great scale. So I think it's a very fitting of score for a very fitting live performance. So 8.5 is where we're at. 8.5 is where we're going to stay. So 8.5, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys feel like ringing the bell, then go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.